Which means, of course, no Matthew Pavlich for Fremantle this week, but the skipper joins us live tonight. Pav, welcome. How close did you get to playing this week?
Oh, realistic, Baz, not that close. I was pushing as hard as I could to get up for the game in Adelaide, but yeah, I had a speed bump, let's call it, a week or so ago, just with my training program. Everything was going extremely smoothly up until that point, and it set me back just a handful of days, which meant that getting up for this weekend was, in the end, not an option, and I was ruled out by the doctors and the physios.
So a bit of a calf strain, the coach told us, but you'll be right for the first match after the bye?
Yeah, look, that's certainly the aim. I'll train pretty heavily on Saturday morning here in Perth and then progress in the bye week. The guys will get a fair stint off, but the rehab players, including guys like Aaron Sandilands and myself, will be pushing hard for that week to get up for the Brisbane game the week after the bye. But clearly, you know, what we've seen is we won't be risking any players at this point in the season.
So many great players out. Sandy, Stephen Hill, Kepler, yourself, of course, Griffin and Walters more recently. Have you been surprised by how well the boys have been able to go without so many of you?
Look, not really. We are pleased that the group has really matured and grown, and I think with the loss of some of those players that you mentioned, it's given some opportunity that guys have really relished, and the growth in some of the players we've seen has been tremendous, and Ross talks about it all the time about seeing possibility in players, and I think that's certainly been the case over the past 3 or 4 weeks.
Just before we go, a couple of huge days in the AFL, obviously. What have you made of the drama surrounding Eddie McGuire and Adam Goodes?
Certainly very disappointing, incomprehensible, to be fair. I think, you know, racial vilification in Australian sport or in life in general is certainly something that we don't want to stand for. We won't tolerate it as AFL players, and you know, that particular incident is going to be dealt with by Collingwood and the AFL, but yeah, it's certainly disappointing.
Well said, Pev. All the best for a speedy recovery. We'll see you straight after the bye. Good on you, mate.
Cheers, Basil.
Matthew Pavlich.